Hello, snakes! My name is Dante, and today it's Podcast Tuesday again. And yep, see, I made a new intro for Halloween and a new logo you see there up above. Hopefully, you all enjoyed your Throne of Eldraine parties this weekend. And well, if you haven't or you didn't even do the parties, guess what? You can get a free pre-release MTG Arena code by liking this video, subscribing to my channel, and following my Twitch. Or yeah, liking the video, subscribing, and following. Yeah, that's the process you need to do to get the code. Oh, and also just message me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitch privately to get your code. Yeah, not just Throne of Eldraine, but any pre-release code, or even an M20 GP code, which gives you 1 booster. Yeah. So this time, we're done with all of the Throne of Eldraine talk. Yeah, now we're going to start a new cycle, Mirrodin cycle. And yes, it's going to be Mirrodin, then darksteel, and then 5th Dawn. Yeah, and Mirrodin's the first set. Next will be darksteel, and finally 5th Dawn. Let's start off with our number 20. Mindslaver right there. Oh, hang on. There we go. Mindslaver. So Mindslaver, just ignore the part of the mana burn. Mindslaver is a really good card. 6 mana, legendary artifact, 4 mana, tap, sacrifice. You control target player's next turn. It's really good because it lets you steal your player's next turn. It can do some sort of infinite combo with a Academy runes, but it's too much mana. Like, you need 12 mana. The minimum is 12 mana to make this go infinite. Because, well, yeah. You just need to pay 6 mana for the spell, 4 mana for the Mindslave, and then 2 mana for Academy runes and put it back on top. Yeah. And yeah. So but the thing is that it's only playable in Commander. And even if you do infinite, it's not necessarily infinite because you only steal 1 player's turn for infinite. Yeah. And therefore, the other players might even stop the infinite. Because well, yeah, if you're stealing another player's turn, it's in Commander, it's considered teaming. Like, literally. Because it's 2 U's versus everyone else. And they'd want to stop the first U from having a second U. And then that second U will turn against you and kill you. It's powerful, but comes at a cost. Let's get to 19. We got Solemn Simulacrum. And hang on a moment. That's better. Solemn Simulacrum. So yeah, Solemn Simulacrum is a fundamental in every Commander deck. But yeah, it's really good. But it's just good for Commander. and sometimes Oathbreaker. But who plays Oathbreaker anymore? It died already. But Brawl's back, and this is not Brawl legal, by the way, because, well, Golos, on the other hand, is Brawl legal. So yeah, Solemn Simulacrum, just 4 mana 2/2, artifact creature, golem when enters, search for a basic land that enters tapped, and then shuffle your library. And when it dies, draw a card. The ETB is similar to Golos, which searches for land that enters tapped. The thing is that Golos searches for any land. Golos is just 5 mana, 3/5. Doesn't draw a card when he dies, but is a really good commander. Let's get to our card 18. We got Worldslayer. Worldslayer is just OP, literally. The equip cost might be a bit too high to play in modern Mystic decks because, well, yeah, equip 5 or unless if you're playing Sigarda's Aid, that's the only difference. But still, Worldslayer is really good. It's mainly playing commander just to do an absolute wipe. Say 5 mana artifact equipment. When equip a creature deals combat damage to player, destroy everything except for the Worldslayer. And equip 5. Yeah, it's OP. Literally. 1 hit and everything's gone. Literally. And give it to an indestructible creature and everything will be gone every turn. Let's get to card 17. We got the Promise of Power. Have you ever wondered why card advantage is really good? Well, yeah, of course, it's really good. Card advantage, but like card advantage, yeah. Well, Promise of Power is the true definition of card advantage. 5 mana, sorcery, choose 1, draw 5 cards and lose 5 life. Whoa! That for 5 mana? Oh wow. Or create an Etset's Demon of Flying, where Etz is a number of cards in your hand as they enter the battlefield. Yeah, doesn't change. It's not like Psychosis Crawler or even Aeon Chronicler. And you can entwine for 4 mana, and therefore for 9 mana you draw 5 cards and lose 5 life and get a big demon as well. It's just above average. Yeah, it's good. Main lane commander, but it's just good. Let's get to card 16. Have you ever wondered why doubling season is absolutely OP? Well, guess what? One of the reasons is Pentavus or Pentavus. It's a 7 mana, 0/0 artifact creature Pentavus with enters battlefield 5+1 counters. And for 1 mana, remove a +1 counter from it to create a 1/1 Pentavite with flying. 1 mana, sacrifice a Pentavite to put a +1 counter on Pentavus. So yeah, doubling season. It's similar to Gave in a way because Gave can remove counters to create 1/1 saplings and then sacrifice a creature to put +1 counters to play +1 counter on Gave. Well, doubling season. So Pentavus enters with 10 +1 counters with a doubling season. 1 mana, remove a +1 counter, put 2 1/1 Pentavites with flying. Then 1 mana sacrifice a Pentavus to put 2 +1/+1 counters on Pentavus. So yeah, it can get more, it can keep on growing and making an army out of nothing. And can go infinite with Ashnod's Altar or KCI. So yeah, because if you have a doubling season on the board, because well yeah, you can get infinite tokens and infinite counters on Pentavus. Yeah, use it just 1 mana, remove a +1/+1 counter, create 2 tokens, sacrifice one of the tokens to make 2 mana, then sacrifice the other token to put 2 +1/+1 counters on Pentavus. Still have 1 mana left. Use that mana to create yeah. You don't create infinite, well yeah, making infinite tokens causes you to get infinite mana. So yeah, it does make infinite. So it's a triple infinite for 3 cards. A similar card is Triskelion, which is also 7 mana, but it's a 1/1. Has flying, enters with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. It can't go infinite like Pentavus. So yeah. So 1 mana, remove a +1/+1 counter from Triskelion to create a 1/1 Triskelion with flying and sack to deal 1 damage to any target. Yeah, it can't eat the Triskelions to get counters, unlike Pentavus and Tetravus. Yeah, but this Triskelions can ping. It's like literally Triskelion is like the third Vus, I think. Yeah, like the third one, and it's making a reference to Tetravus and Triskelion, and yeah, and both Tetravus and Triskelion were in the same set. Tetravus 6 mana 1/1, flying, enters with +1/+1 count, 3 +1/+1 counters. On your upkeep, you may turn any number of +1/+1 counters on Tetravus into 1/1 creatures. And then on your upkeep, you may sacrifice any of those Tetravites, yeah, which Tetravus created, yeah. Oh yeah, Tetravites can't be enchanted but have flying. Just sacrifice them to put +1/+1 counters on Tetravus. Similar to Pentavus, can also be useful with doubling season. Let's get to card 15. It's too complicated. Pentavus. Disciple of the Vault. Disciple of the Vault is really good because, yeah, just 1 mana, 1/1 human cleric. Whenever an artifact dies, you may have target opponent loses 1 life. Not just your own, but any artifact. And then just because, well, yeah, it's really good. Can go infinite with Pentavus before, combined with a doubling season and KCI / Ashnod's Altar or even Phyrexian Altar, because you don't need the infinite mana. Or no, Phyrexian Altar, no, it doesn't work. Never mind. Ashnod's Altar or even a KCI to just ping the opponents for infinite. But yeah, it's really good because it just keeps on pinging an opponent when an artifact dies. Any artifact. Yeah, it's really, really good. Let's get to card 14. Simply 14. We got First for Knowledge. First for Knowledge is a 3 mana instant. Draw 3, then discard 2 cards unless you discard an artifact. It's kind of like, yeah, there was one which was for lands, and then another one in Khans of Tarkir, which was for non-creatures. A non-creature, non-land, yeah. But the thing is that the other one was sorcery. First for knowledge, and I think the other one as well is instant speed. It's too good, yeah. It's... I didn't know how it was powerful until I realized, like, 3 mana, instant to draw 3. And you can discard 2 or discard an artifact. And discarding an artifact, if you're playing some sort of weld deck, a welder deck, is really important. You just get out your best artifacts in there. Like, for example, a darksteel forge can go in there and then just retrieve it to the battlefield somehow. Yeah. It's really, really good. And draw 3 cards at instant speed, first of all, really good. Yeah. Yes. It really is important. Let's get to card 13. And it is... Tooth and Nail. Tooth and Nail. It's just some of those main win cons in Commander. Because 7 mana. Sorcery, choose 1. Search for 2 creatures and put them into your hand. And shuffle your library. Or bring in 2 creatures from your hand for free. And entwine for 2 mana. So 9 mana, search for your infinite combo, put them down, and win. Literally that. Or just 7 mana, tutor for your infinite combo, put in your hand, and yeah. Good. Or 7 mana, you have your infinite combo in hand, put them down. Or 7 mana, just put 2 big creatures down. Pointlessly. Why would you do that? But, hey, it's OP. It's really good. Yeah. Like, once someone sees a Tooth and Nail, they go like, oh no, something big's coming. Yeah, or something infinite is coming. Is a more precise definition of Tooth and Nail. Yeah, literally. And yeah, let's get to our card 12 there, and it is the Artefact land cycle, which does include Darksteel Citadel as well, which is like literally the waste of the cycle, but it's indestructible. Yeah. And well, yeah, these lands are just too powerful in Commander. Yeah. And hang on, yeah, there we go. It's just too powerful in Commander. Like, artifact decks would run those and just dominate. Like for example, your artifacts are lands. They count as artifacts. Good. And also, they're really good. They do have their cons as well, which is to destroy an artifact and could destroy the land. But hey, they are really powerful. They're too powerful that the cycle, excluding Darksteel Citadel, was banned in Modern. So yeah, they were too powerful. They're just Commander cards. Not sure if Legacy. I'm not sure if they're legal in Legacy or Pauper, but they're banned in Modern. That's how powerful they were. First for knowledge, could also discard one of those. First for Knowledge is just an underrated card in its playable formats. Yeah. And yeah, let's get to card 11. Welcome to Overpowered Episode 1. Well, okay. Oh yeah, it's really good. Proteus Staff are number 11. 3 mana artifact, 2 blue tap. Send any creature to the bottom of its owner's library. Then, that creature's controller reveals cards from the top until he or she reveals a creature card. That player puts that card into play and rests onto the bottom of... Oh, hello, Liz. How are you? Well, yeah. And just Proteus Staff just is really good because, like, you know the rest. Well, can only be activated as a sorcery, but hey, turns any of your weak creatures into a really, really big creature, possibly? Good. Or turns your opponent's big creature into something slightly worse? Good as well. Yeah. It's really good. And yeah. And because like they have a really big creature out, Proteus Staff, activate. Send it to the bottom. Now flip. Hope for a worse creature. Like a creature that is more manageable or like more okay, not too powerful and like, oh, alright. But if you have a weak creature, you just Proteus Staff. Come on. Hey, it's big. There we go. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good in Commander. Not for Modern. Just Commander playable. Let's get to our card 10. We got Bosh. Bosh is a 8 mana, 6/7 legendary artifact creature golem. Yeah, legend's not a creature type. That got replaced in Kamigawa. That's when they removed the legend creature type. Yeah, and in the past, legend like wall have a special trait. Like for example, legend said if you can only have 1 on the board, and if an opponent was to cast the same legend, both creatures would die due to the legendary effect, or the legend rule. And same in your side. That legend was only applied to creatures, and it was a creature type. Legends could be their commander. Yeah. Commander was like, started in like, legends. As Elder Dragon Highlander, you could only use one of the Elder Dragons as your commander, and then got later on developed and upgraded into any legendary creature. And yeah. And sets used the legend creature type up until Kamigawa. And that's when it turned into legendary. And then later on, I think it was like in M12, they changed the legend rule so that you can still cast a legend from your from your hand, even if you already had one on the board, and if your opponent controls a legend you control, you both don't lose the creature. You both keep the creature, or permanent, because that legend rule applied to every legend, and also to every legendary permanent. That even counted planeswalkers and was called a planeswalker uniqueness rule. Like, for example, if there are 2 Jaces on the board, then if you had one Jace and the opponent had a different Jace, they'd sacrifice each other. Anyway, now in Ixalan, they replaced the legendary, the planeswalker uniqueness rule with the legendary rule. Planeswalkers are now legendary. Now let's talk about Bosh. Bosh, an 8 mana 6/7 legendary artifact creature golem with trample, 4 mana, sacrifice an artifact and deals damage equal to sacrificed artifacts converted mana cost to any target. It's really good. Just flings artifacts right at the opponent or to their creatures. Yeah. It's really good. Yeah. And yeah. Bosh is a really good card. Let's get to our card 9. Simply 9. The Platinum Angel. It's really good. 7 mana, 4/4 artifact creature angel. Flying. You can't lose and your opponents can't win. And it's so good. Like, stops you from dying and stops your opponents from winning. The catch there is that it's easy to kill. For example, removal. They can kill it with a removal. Solution, give it indestructible. And if giving indestructible isn't enough because they bounce it or exile it, give it hexproof or shroud. And guess what? They need an exile all or bounce all to bring it back to your hand if it has hexproof indestructible. Or like, just hexproof. Just needs a board wipe and it dies. And that's the only way possible. Well, guess what? Platinum Angel is a creature. So, well, yeah. Literally, it is much easier to give a creature indestructible or hexproof than giving an artifact indestructible or hexproof. Solution, Padim. Yeah, and it's an artifact creature as well. So, Padim would just give it hexproof as well. Darksteel Forge would give indestructible. Padim Forge gives it both hexproof and indestructible. Well, Padim Forge is a merge. It's a combination of Padim and a Darksteel Forge. And it's good because Padim gives the Darksteel Forge hexproof as well. Darksteel Forge gives itself indestructible as well. What gives Padim hexproof or indestructible? Nothing gives it indestructible or hexproof. That's the catch there as well. But still, Platinum Angel is OP. It's similar to the Platinum Empyrean, which is 8 mana, 8/8 golem, which prevents your life total from changing, which is not necessarily the same thing. You can still get decked out. Your opponents can still win. And not just that, but you can't gain life. That's another catch with Platinum Empyrean. And yeah, this is below average. Yeah, I understand. Bosh is below average. And this is on average. Below average, below average, below average. Below average, both of them. And we're currently in Platinum Angel. Really good. Really good. Let's get to our card 8. The Golden 8. We got Pyrite Spellbomb. I include Pyrite Spellbomb just because it was good. Not because it's not good anymore, but just want to say it used to be really, really good. Because there is the past, really good, worthy number 1, versus present, not so good. Wouldn't have been in this podcast. Just had to make it an average. And guess what? Appeared as number 8 in this podcast. Our Pyrite Spellbomb. There we go. Say 1 mana artifact, and for 1 red, sack, deals 2 damage to any target. 1 mana, sack, draw card. It was a really powerful card in a modern combo deck called KCI, which is the shortened form for Clan Ironworks, and all made up some part of combo to just infinitely kill your opponent somehow in a really, really complicated way, and including cards like Scrap Trawler and stuff that could bring stuff back from your graveyard to hand, recast, sack for mana, just goes infinite, and use a Pyrite Spellbomb to just kill an opponent. Or if you have infinite mana, you can always use a Walking Ballista, but Pyrite Spellbomb was the main win con as well. Yeah, it was part of the initial Spellbomb cycle, which was 1 mana sacrifice to do an effect, or 1 mana sacrifice to draw a card, or 1 colored mana to do the effect, or 1 mana to draw a card. There was another Spellbomb cycle which came later, which was 1 colored, just something. I think was pay a cost, sacrifice to do something, and then when it dies, you may pay colored mana to draw a card. Yeah, Pyrite Spellbomb is really good, really, really good. Well, was absolutely OP, but now not so good. But hey, it got banned 21st of January in 2019. Just the start of 2019. Like, also Clan Ironworks wasn't even that powerful. Like for example, Hogax or like, well, just not necessarily saying Hogak was absolutely powerful, but yeah, it just was the same power level as Hogak and didn't really have a reason to get banned. Yeah, it's just some average modern card. Like, even Faithless Looting, why did it need to get banned? Stoneforge Mystic is understandable. Look at this now. Swords, easier to tutor. Batterskull, like, well, yeah, Batterskull, yeah, was banned. Like, it's not actually banned, it's just, it was no longer playable due to the banning of Stoneforge Mystic. It was only played in a few Tron decks as a 5th Wormcoil or 6th Wormcoil. You necessarily don't run 4 Batterskulls to take the place of to make extra slots for a Wormcoil engine or budget versions of Wormcoil engine. That's not the case scenario. That's just a few Tron decks run it. Nearly no Tron decks, like possibly that 0.000535 Tron decks used Batterskull as a potential replacement for a Batterskull. of not Batterskull, as a potentially extra copy of Wormcoil. Yeah. Modern's a really complicated format. Hang on. Oh, hang on. What? How do I? Oh, that's better. That's better. Yeah. There's always a crack there. Let's get to card 7. Simply 7. Like our number 9 and 12. We got Chromatic Sphere. Chromatic Sphere is just a main piece for all Affinity and Tron decks. It's literally card advantage and color fixing. Chromatic Sphere. It was originally printed in the Invasion, then reprinted in Mirrodin 9th edition, and I think it was also time shifted in Time Spiral. Well, Chromatic Sphere, 1 mana, Artefact, 1 mana, tap, sacrifice, and 1 mana of any color to mana pool, draw a card. It's kind of like Golden Egg and Guild Globe as well, and Terrarion. Terrarion's like 1 mana, Artifact, enters tapped, 2 mana, tap, sacrifice, add 2 mana of any 1 color to mana pool. When Terrarion dies, draw a card. And Guild Globe's like 2 mana, when enters, draw a card. 1 mana, tap, sacrifice, add 2 mana of different colors. And Golden Egg, 2 mana, Artifact, when Artifact food, when enters, draw a card. 1 mana, tap, sacrifice, add 1 mana of any color to mana pool. 2 mana, tap, sacrifice, you gain free life, like any other food token. Or Gingerbrute. Yeah, because Gingerbrute also has the same effect, because it's also food. Yeah. That was just cards similar to Chromatic Sphere. There's a better version to Chromatic Sphere, which is Chromatic Star. Chromatic Star is a 1 mana artifact, 1 mana tap, sack, add 1 mana of any color to mana pool. When it dies, draw a card. And yeah, it was initially like Time Spiral as a reference to Chromatic Sphere, and it's much better in Chromatic Sphere as well. And then they reprinted 10th edition. Modern Horizons was also a set similar to Time Spiral, Planar Chaos, and Future Sight, like basically a Time Spiral block. They were literally all making like Modern Horizons was like a similar version to Time Spiral, because like Time Spiral is just set. It's just a set making references, possibly like worse versions of older cards. And also Time Spiral managed to reprint old cards and time shift them, like Modern Horizons reprinted legacy cards, and then also made references to legacy cards. Force of Negation, for example, was a worse version and reference to Force of Will and Pact of Negation. And then there was also not just that, but I don't know, yeah. But cards like, for example, Goblin Oriflamme was 2 mana, enchantment, attack on creatures you control get +1/+0. Was a better version of Orcish Oriflamme, which is 4 mana for the same effect. Let's get to our card 6. Gilded Lotus, a must-have for nearly all commander decks. Just not all of them, and it's really powerful. It's like literally a recurring version of Black Lotus, but for 5 mana. Yeah, Gilded Lotus is really good. It's good in Commander. It was good in Brawl, but the thing is that first, like Brawl, it was only good for a while because September 2018 they removed Brawl. September 2019 they bring back Brawl and they remove Dominaria. Yeah, and what I mean, like, as in, it rotates. Gilded Lotus was a standard legal card. Yes, really. Gilded Lotus was reprinted Dominaria, so was therefore good in Brawl. Not many standard decks used it, but now guess what? It's rotating. No more Brawl decks with Gilded Lotus. Our replacement there, Arcane Signet. 2 mana artifact tap, add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. Yeah. It's like a cheaper version of the Commander Sphere. Let's get to card 5. And it is we got Ornithopter. Ornithopter. I've seen there was this modern deck which was Ensoul Artefact, which literally Ornithopter, 0 mana, 0/2 artifact creature, Thopter with flying. It was originally printed in Antiquities and then reprinted and revised in many other sets. Also, latest reprint was the Aver Vault, and that rotated last year. Yeah, it was really good in standard, but not anymore because it rotated. Ornithopter's good because Ensoul Artefact, you know, say 2 mana in Aura Enchant Artifact, Enchanted Artifact is now a 5/5 artifact creature. Ornithopter flies. So 0 mana 5/5 flying. Well, you actually pay 2 mana, so it's 2 mana 5/5 flying. So turn 1 land Ornithopter something. I don't know what something exactly, but yeah, you know, something. Now turn 2 land Ensoul Artefact. There we go. It's now 5/5 Thopter flying. Attack for 5. Good. Ornithopter's also good in any Cheerios, in a Commander Cheerios deck. Like Joey Weatherlight Captain is a good Cheerios commander. The other type of Cheerios is Equipment Cheerios, which is SRAM and 0 mana equipments, which there are some but not too much. Let's get to card 4. And yeah, well, it's really good. It's kind of like a Memnite in a way, but better, because this is on average and flies. Memnite's just above average. Hang on, no, this is above average and flies. Memnite's just above average and nothing else. Phyrexian Walker, on the other hand, is just really above average, but nothing else. Like, not sure if that necessarily means that Phyrexian Walker is actually better than Memnite. Phyrexian Walker is a 0/3. Memnite's a 1/1. Ornithopter is a 0/2 flying. Let's get to our card 4. So Triskelion. Hey, yep. Appeared in another podcast. Well, Triskelion. It's again really good. It was also originally printed in Antiquities. Mirrodin had many reprints from Antiquities. Triskelion is a 6-mana 1/1 artifact creature. Enters with 3+1/+1 counter to it. Remove a +1/+1 counter from it. Deals 1 damage to any target. Kind of like the Walking Ballista. Makes an infinite combo with Michaelius. The Unhallowed. Yeah. Michaelius. Yeah, I mentioned it in another podcast, which was in the Dark Ascension podcast. And yeah, mentioned a combo the other way around. Yeah. The thing is that in my Antiquities podcast, that was before improvements. Before improvements, before I swapped to a presentation. A presentation podcast. Before that, it was just a normal podcast. And now it's easier to show infinite combos now between one card and another. Yeah. So Michaelius. It's just a 6-mana 5/5 legendary zombie cleric with Intimidate. Whenever a human deals damage to destroy it. That doesn't really matter. And other non-human creatures you control get +1/+1 and have Undying. That's the main part. Triskelion. 6-mana 1/1. Well, yeah, it's below average, but Michaelius is also below average, but hey, goes infinite. So yeah, enters with 3+1/+1 counter. There's a 4/4, 5/5 actually. That's a correction. Yeah. And then just remove +1. Deal 1 damage to any target. Remove 2+1s. Kill itself. So it deals 2 damage to itself. Because base pound toughness 2/2. Kills itself. Comes back with, since they had no +1/+1 counters when it died, I bring it back with a +1/+1 counter. Enter to 4. Ping something twice. Then ping itself twice. Returns. Pings something twice. Pings itself twice. Returns. Pings something twice. Pings itself twice. Returns. And goes on for infinite. And guess what? I managed to pull a Michaelius in an Ultimate Masters bots topper. It's in my channel, yes, check it out. Yeah, Ultimate Masters bots topper opening, which I managed to win in a Ultimate Masters draft. Let's get to card 3. Golden 3, and it is. Yeah, remember to do that. We got Chalice of the Void. Just a really good card for Modern. And sometimes Legacy as well. Chalice of the Void is a double-edged artifact enters battlefield with edge charge counter. Whenever a player casts a spell with converted mana cost equal to the number of charge counters on Chalice of the Void, counter it. Yeah. That's how my deck dies. Dies to Chalice. And literally. And it's played in Eldrazi Tron and in many other modern decks and legacy decks. Like Red Lockdown decks also run Chalice of the Void in both modern and legacy. Just not on the commander side though. And in Chalice of the Void, it's just too powerful. Yeah. It's really OP. And the thing is that, and when it goes up against Burn, just disables the majority of bolts, which is Lightning Bolt, and Lava Spike, and just these two. Yeah. But it is, and Monster Spear and Goblin Guy, these are disabled. Then there is the second one, which is which goes and then like but then sometimes when you're literally dead is literally when they play chess for 1, chess on 2. And that's how they ruin your day. And then the only way to come back out of that, if you have creatures on the board, just continue attacking. If you don't, just Riftbolt Skewer. Count. Like, you have 3 Riftbolts and 2 Skewers in your deck. Count. Is your opponent at 15 life or lower? And if they are, then continue playing. If they don't, then just concede. Go on to game 2. Well, unless if it already is game 2, just if you have a wear and tear, and then just wear the artifact and then tear some enchantment. If you have an Eidolon on the board, you can just tear that. Or if they have a Blood Moon on the board and you have a Plains, tear the Blood Moon, and you're getting extra value. Hey! What do you remove? The 1 Chalice! Not the 2 Chalice! Because the 1 Chalice is the main impact. The 2 Chalice is the insult to the injury, literally, I think. Yeah. And Chalice of the Void, it's just too OP. I managed to get a masterpiece version of Chalice of the Void at Ava Revolt per release, and then just sold it before I even got into Modern. Then when I got into Modern, and then I built an Eldrazi Tron deck, and I'm like, why did we even sell Chalice of the Void in the first place? I don't know. Let's get to card 2. Yeah. We got Chrome mods. No, not Google Chrome mods. Like, Chrome mods. Like, don't just go around looking in your Google for a mod that says Chrome mods. It's a completely different thing. There was a joke which was Google Chrome mods, but that's not a thing. It's just a joke. Yeah, the Google Chrome mods card. Chrome mods, 0 mana, artifact. So yeah, it's a mods. So yeah, like all mods and excluding the mods lotus, which is silver border. That's a difference. Are 0 mana and tap for mana. Well, this one is a special one. It was banned in Modern, I think. Yeah, it was. I think it was banned in Modern. But it's also played in Commander as well. And yeah, just banned in Modern, but legal in the other formats. So yeah, literally so it was too powerful for Modern. It was just like they don't really allow turn 1 wins in Modern. Like, because Chrome mods could cause a turn 1 win. There's really fast ramp. Like for example, Rite of Flame was also OP for being a turn 1 win. Like 1 mana instant add 1 red instant add 2 red, then add an extra red for each Rite of Flame in all players' graveyards. Yeah. And then as well as that, the only way possible of just turn 1 winning in Modern, the only legal way is just using Simian Spirit Guides, and Simian Spirit Guides is just a fair way of winning in turn 1 in Modern. Yeah. Legacy allows easy turn 1 wins, like storming off, or just storming off is a turn 1 win. Just dredging your whole library and then getting a Lab Maniac out. And yeah, Chromots just allowed stuff like that, and fast ramp in Commander. There's another similar card in Legacy, which is Mott's Diamond. Mott's Diamond is a 0-mana artifact. If it would enter battlefield, oh yeah, hang on. They even say what Chromots does. When enters, exile non-artifact, non-land from your hand. And tap, add 1 mana of any of the imprinted cards' colors into your mana pool. I'm not sure how would it work if you exile a Squee or Miss Hollow Griffin from your hand. How will it work? Like, what happens if you cast Miss Hollow Griffin or Squee from exile after imprinting it to the Chrome mods? What happens? Is it still considered imprinted? Does it still track reds, track blue? Who knows? Don't ask me. Well, once I check the rulings, just ask me. Let's see there. Yeah. And I think if you cast the imprinted card from exile, it means it's no longer imprinted onto the Chrome mods. So it can't tap for mana, not even colorless mana. There's no way Chrome mods can tap for colors. It's not like Mott's Amber, which does allow colorless mana tapping. Mott's Diamond is a similar card. It's like 0 mana artifact. If it would enter, you may discard. You have to discard when it enters battlefield. Discard a land. If you don't, it doesn't even enter battlefield. Like, yeah, as it enters battlefield, discard a land. But if you don't discard a land, it gets sacrificed, and it goes to the graveyard without even reaching the battlefield. So it's not. So you can't use it as a spirit guide, but for universal colors at sorcery speed. No, you can't do that. It's just comes, discard a land, then tap to add 1 mana of any color to mana pool. Yeah, kind of like Chrome mods, but imprints a land, goes to the graveyard, and imprinting the land is universal. Let's get to the final card in this podcast, our great number 1. The Sword of Cauldron. Sword of Cauldron is actually the main card in Mirrodin. It was Mirrodin's pre-release promo, which was also a limited edition. It was a limited edition pre-release promo, and because before Khans of Tarkir, before Khans of Tarkir, there's only one specific pre-release promo, limited edition pre-release promo that players received, like a launch promo / draft weekend promo, because it had the stamp on it. Just later on, draft weekend promos lost the limited edition stamp. Yeah. Then there's a moment that evolved into 4 limited edition pre-release promos. Yeah. Originally, the pre-release promo limited edition was not in your pool. Even before Mirrodin, the limited editions were just normal art. And then Mirrodin changed it to alternate art. Then there's a moment that they evolve into 4 different ones, then evolve into 20 different ones. Yeah, once they evolved into 20, you could use them in your pretty deck. And then now, ever since Battle of Zendikar, any rare or mythic in the set could be your limited edition. Was no longer a promo starting from Battle for Zendikar. Stop being promos. Yeah, they're just limited editions. Launch promos were both promos and limited editions, which then got replaced with draft weekend promos, which then those draft weekend promos stopped being limited edition. Yeah. And the thing is that Sword of Kaldra was the main card in the set in all forms. Limited edition, special, and even set symbol. Not that it's too powerful or anything. It's simply theme. I added in this podcast just for theme, and because the mechanic was cool. 4 mana, legendary artifacts, equipment. Equipped creature gets +5/+5. Whenever equipped creature deals damage to creature, exile that creature. Any form of damage, not even combat damage. It's really good. And equip 4. It's part of a separate Tron called Kaldratron, which is Sword of Kaldra, Shield of Kaldra, and the Helm of Kaldra. Yeah, Sword of Kaldra was initially introduced as a powerful card, but then they realized, why don't we make it a Tron? Tron was a thing. Let's make Kaldratron. So guess what? They just did. Shield of Kaldra came later on in the net set. Darksteel and foresaw the Tron from being foresaw the Tron. Yeah. It was, yeah. And then, yeah. Equipment named Sword of Kaldra, Shield of Kaldra, and Helm of Kaldra. Helm of Kaldra didn't exist yet. It was like Gate to the Afterlife and Godfarrow's Gift. Yeah. Kind of like that. Yeah. It's a similar case scenario. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. It's really good. An equipped creature is indestructible. Equip 4. Helm of Kaldra. It's the 3 mana legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature has first strike, trample, and haste. 1 mana. If you control all 3 of them, create a 4/4 avatar, legendary avatar called Kaldra. There we go. He finally arrived in 5th Dawn when Helm of Kaldra was released. And then attach those equipment to it. Equip 2. Why not make a deck with Stoneforge Mystic in Modern? I don't know. Because, well, yeah, Stoneforge Mystic searches for first sword. Then just puts it down. Searches another one. Searches for shield. Puts it down. Flicker Wisp. Flickering. One of the Stoneforge Mystic. Bringing in the Helm. Then you can just put them down. 1 mana. There you go, Kaldra. But it's too slow? I think so. I think it's kind of slow. Well, what you can do? Turn 1. Turn 2. Bring it. Turn 2. First, Mystic. Search for sword. Turn 3, second Mystic. Search for shield. Turn 4, put down sword and shield. Turn 5, Stoneforge Mystic. Search for helm. Put down helm. Pay 1 mana. Get Cauldra. The 9/9 Cauldra with first strike, trample, haste, indestructible. And Exile Touch. I guess that's how you can call this mechanic on Sword of Cauldra, Exile Touch. It's kind of like Godsend, which Godsend also gives the creature Exile Touch and literally as well stops the opponents from casting cards Exile of Godsend. Yeah. It's really good. Really, really good. So yeah. So yeah. Oh. It's time to present our new Halloween logo. Yeah. And there we go. Congratulations on reaching the end of this podcast. So why don't you like this video, subscribe, and follow if you haven't already. And if you do that, you are eligible to get a Magic the Gathering Arena code. And yeah. Remember, also stay tuned to my next videos and streams and podcasts. And podcasts like this one will be live every Tuesday. Next one will be on darksteel, so yeah. Stay tuned to the next one. And yeah, watch my other videos as well. Check out my previous videos. Previous video on Throne of Eldraine powerful uncommons for sealed pre-release. If you want to practice on your draft weekend. Yes. And well, yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And bye. Hopefully you liked the new Halloween intro. Ooh. And happy Halloween.